Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video of the 21st episode of Season 2 of Babylon 5 called Comes the Inquisitor. You can now see the full reaction for this YouTube video on my Patreon channel, along with lots of other goodies. Links are in the description below. Last time we saw Dral, the new custodian of the Great Machine on the planet below Babylon 5, appear and ask the captain to visit him. The Narn had planned an assault on a Centauri supply world with most of their fleet, but the Centauri were aware of the plan and were ready to launch an all-out assault on the Narn home world at the same time to finish the war. Dral offered the full resources of the Great Machine for the captain's use in the upcoming Great War. When the Narn attacked their target, they found the shadow ships there waiting for them, whilst the Centauri attacked the Narn homeworld with banned weapons, mass drivers, which were flattening the planet. As the Narn surrendered to the Centauri, G'Kar asked Sheridan for sanctuary so that he could survive to help his people going forward. But this did not go down too well with Londo, who demanded G'Kar to be removed from the council and become citizen G'Kar. Delenn introduced John to the Rangers and handed over joint control of them to him, his army of light. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1.
Does anyone here truly believe the Centauri will stop now that they've seized our territory?
What happened was between you and the Centauri. It has nothing to do with us.
Well, at the end of the last episode, we heard a news report that they'd already started to annex planets around Narn, so they'd already started spreading out. Yeah, but that's an opinion that I think a lot of us have on Earth when we hear about when we hear about wars being fought by other countries and people dying and things. It's happening elsewhere. It doesn't affect me. Well, it doesn't affect you until it does, until things happen, when things spread out and grow, and it then does start to affect people. But yeah, I completely understand his, and I'm sure many other people's mentality.
You sit in silence today, but tomorrow that will change.
He's going to sound like a crazy man, though.
This is pointless. Why do you embarrass yourself like this in public?
It's not pointless, but it's not going to help much.
We are still here! If they forget about us, then we are truly beyond rescue.
Yeah. Doesn't keep his profile up. Yeah, the war's over. People will just forget about it. And the Centauri have won, and that's it. Things will carry on. They have to keep fighting in the sense of trying to get the word out there. Looks a bit ominous.
We have sent for an Inquisitor to be sure about you.
How will I know who it is?
You will know if you survive.
Oh, okay, that's helpful. So an Inquisitor is an interrogator, basically. So you want to see if she's the right person. Seems like quite a long way down the line, though, with everything that's going on. You would have thought they'd have done this earlier if they had doubts. Yeah, but you say Inquisitor and you say interrogator. Inquisitor sounds more brutal, I suppose, best way of putting it. Thinking, actually, I'll probably look at some definitions, but I think of Inquisition, I think of the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I actually think of Nobody Expects the Spanish Inquisition, but yeah, I think that was more torture involved back in Inquisitions, so that we really have them. Well, shouldn't have them these days. They're more interrogations now, more words, and should be less torture involved when trying to get information out of someone.
You can tell me that someone is coming to see you.
But you don't know who he is.
I know it's asking much of you, Captain.
Delenn, asking is not a problem.
Doing is the problem.
I'm just, trying to understand.
It's from Kosh, I know that you can understand.
Ambassador Kosh has doubts.
Doubt is the wrong word. He wishes confirmation.
It's the same thing.
It is the same thing. If you're not sure, you have doubt.
Kosh must be certain that my choice was correct and made for the right reasons.
Ambassador Kosh wishes confirmation that the right people are in the right place at the right time.
What if they're not? It's too late.
What I have is what you want, provided the money's right.
She's an arms dealer.
I told you what I want. Can you provide it, or shall I inquire elsewhere?
How much?
That's the best I can do.
Too high.
Things are getting very tense out there.
Plus supply and demand.
But don't ever let it be said that I'm unsympathetic. Knock 10% off the top.
Let me think about it.
Suit yourself.
But the discount will
When
be
I come
gone.
back tomorrow, it'll be full price.
He's a good salesman.
The money to buy these weapons comes from the life savings of those Norn who were able to escape the Centauri occupation. If it should be squandered, or stolen,
I'll come for him.
while your body might one day be found, it could never be identified from what's left.
That's a horrible job. I don't actually mean it in the sense that he's selling weapons to kill people. I mean in the sense that it's such a dangerous job. He is dealing with people who could kill him at an instant and hide his body and get rid of him. So it's high reward, because I'm sure he makes a lot of money out of it, but high risk as well. I can't imagine. I mean, he looks older than I would have thought, but I can't imagine he lived to a ripe, long age doing that job.
We've got a ship coming in. It's a Vorlon transport.
Ah, comes the Inquisitor on a Vorlon ship.
Sure you don't want me to wait?
No, it's fine. I'll take care of the paperwork.
Don't think there will be any paperwork on this one. Those are some heels.
I believe I am expected.
Okay, he looks human. Human from the past.
Where is Delenn?
Quite looks pale.
I'll send for her when we're finished.
My name is Sebastian. I resided at 14B Heddersford Lane in London in the year of our Lord 1888. I was found by the Vorlons, taken, transported, and brought into their service. They call upon me when I am needed, and preserve me when I am not.
That was a lot to cram into a sentence, pretty much. A run-on sentence. So he's from 1888, late 1800s at least. And the Vorlons found him and took him. So the Vorlons visited Earth long ago, maybe now, and took him and they use him when he's required, and I can't remember how they worded it, but put him away somewhere when he's not. Cryogenics, perhaps, some sort of hibernation. But yeah, he's told him that bit of information, and that is it, nothing else.
Around that you've been buying weapons for use back home.
You can't put them through the station.
They don't want those weapons coming through this station.
Yeah.
We are already, as you so quaintly put it, going straight to hell.
Yeah, but they'll speed things up and make it worse. No, you can't have weapons going through.
I appreciate what you're going through, but don't go up against me on this.
Unfortunately, it's the right thing to say in this situation.
I've got an old buddy that runs a transfer station in Sector 90. I've already spoken to him. He'll bring through whatever you need. No charge.
Okay. So, yeah, what he said initially was absolutely the right thing to do as head of security for Babylon 5. He said you cannot run your guns, your weapons through the station because it would put the station at risk. Absolutely. But once he's got that out the way, his official way of doing things, and he goes, yeah, you can't do it through here, but got a friend. You can you could run some things through this location instead. So yeah, that's good. I mean, you can see Jakar, it's sort of that weight heavy on him for a second, then thinking, oh, I can't run through here, what am I going to do now? But then he Garibaldi come through with him with an alternate way, so yeah, that's good.
Why?
Because you didn't lie to me. But I always leave a little room for someone to disappoint me. Thanks for not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, he had set everything up. If Jakar had lied to him, he just wouldn't have had the second half of the conversation. He would have just said, don't run your guns through here, and that would have been it. He might have made a loss, but yeah, that would have been the end of the conversation. I noticed on Jakar's glove, he's got gems or something on the knuckles. It's like a knuckle duster built into it. That would hurt if you hit someone.
He's waiting for you now in Grey 19.
Another one of those rooms with a sealed door.
Are you sure you want to go through with this? I've just spent some time with him, and I don't like what I see.
Well, he's an Inquisitor. I don't think he's meant to be all sort of fluffy and nice. That's going to be probably the same set they used in that episode with the Marcab. Or at least the same door. It's redressed.
Put them on.
Kinky.
You can remove them at any time, but if you do so, you admit failure and defeat.
So she has to voluntarily put on manacles, basically. But if she takes them off, that's the end of it. She's inadequate. So she's going to keep them on. He's a friendly, happy-looking chap, isn't he?
Who are you?
Dylan?
Unacceptable answer.
You can tell he's been with the Vorlons.
Who are you?
I'm the daughter of...
Unacceptable. Nothing to stand on that is not provided, defined, delineated, stamped, sanctioned, numbered, and approved by others.
I will not make any deals with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
That sounded... The way he rattled that off then sounded a bit like the speech from The Prisoner, which we know J. Michael Straczynski enjoyed. It's Bester and be seeing you. I'll probably have some information about that. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'll have information on that. Asking the question, who are you? I mean, yes, the first maybe one or two answers she gave, I can understand, but then she said that she was the daughter of so-and-so. She could have seen that was going to be the wrong answer. I'm not sure what the right answer is, but that was the odd track to go down for her. How do you answer that question? Who are you? I assume we're going to find out. But yeah, it's the way he's asking. It's hard to give the answer that he wants.
You have the audacity to presume that you are on a mission from God, embarked upon a holy cause.
She does think that.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it!
It is even possible that you may die here.
What purpose will be served by killing me?
Yeah, it would ruin everything, surely.
I would not kill you. You can remove the manacles at any time. That would mean admitting your error. Admitting that you are not worthy enough or strong enough for the task ahead.
But if she doesn't take the manacles off and she dies through what he's doing, then that would also mean that she's not the right person for what happens ahead. So, well, yeah, I suppose it does mean that. So basically the only way out of this is to admit she's the wrong person, to not admit it and die, Again, proving she's not the right person, or showing she is the right person. Those are the three options here. Yeah.
If you believe you are the chosen, then you must risk everything on the premise that the universe will not let you down. Unless you're wrong.
Yeah.
There really is nothing more to say. Good day. Please reconsider.
Oh. I'm surprised that hasn't happened more on the station. Anan and Centauri being mixing like that, and there haven't been more attacks and things happening. Wow. God, imagine being in there and staring like that.
I'm sorry. I tried telling them, but they wouldn't listen.
He did try. Well, no, he did tell them. It's just they didn't listen.
Dead. Dead. How do you apologize to them?
I can't.
Then I cannot forgive.
No, it's way too early for that. But at least he did apologise. I doubt any other Centauri would have. And he meant it.
We all have a destiny.
Do we? Call out to the universe. If it hears you, surely it will respond. Silence.
Just because you can't hear anything doesn't mean it's not responding.
The world is right and Delenn is wrong. Have you ever considered that? Have you?
Yes. Sometimes.
That's good that she's considered it.
Then there may yet be hope.
Yeah.
As a reward, I allow you 10 minutes rest.
Oh, bless him. That's nice.
All communication has been cut off.
But if you can't get a message through, why should we believe you can get weapons through?
That's a fair point. It should be easier to get a communication through than it would be lots of weapons to the planet. See his point.
If I can get word from your family, will you and the others accept my leadership?
That would unite them all.
And if you can't, will you step aside?
You will have the message within 24 standard hours.
He didn't say no. He's basically, there is only one option. He has to make it happen. Can he use the Great Machine? We know that it can listen in and access information and anywhere by the looks of it. Can he ask Sheridan for help? And then Sheridan use the Great Machine to somehow create a communication between the Narn world and Babylon 5. Don't know how else they could do it. I don't know how else he could do it from Babylon 5. I'm sure on Narn they'll be looking at ways to try and get communications out, but that's not going to help G'Kar. It's obviously taking its toll on her.
So you lash out at anyone who believes they can make a difference because it reminds you of your own failure. Very close, Mr. Sebastian.
Dangerous. Yeah, to say dangerous to say that to someone who can give you pain like that.
A word from home, once the simplest convenience. Now the only hope I have of retaining control over my people. Here is all the information on the family that needs to be contacted. If there is any way you can help.
Oh, or a ranger.
No, I meant about using the rangers for this job.
I say, why can't you use the Great Machine? I suppose signals can be traced. So if he did use the Great Machine, it might not be secret enough. A signal could be traced back to Babylon 5 and maybe the planet below if it's accurate enough, and it would give away, I suppose, the advantage. But I don't know. I get the feeling that the Great Machine could hide that kind of thing. I would say he's been spying on Earth and everything. I'm surprised they haven't found the signal, although I suppose it could be with Earth in particular, could be piggybacked off Babylon 5 communications. I don't know. It could be hard to get a ranger though. And it sounds like it's not going to be a communication as such. I'm thinking like a face-to-face talk over some sort of signal. But it sounds like maybe they're talking about a recording, that's different.
If he loses credibility, we have no idea who the local Narns might put up as a leader.
Yeah, better the devil you know.
I've got to get you out of here. This is insane.
The door was open.
Defy Kosh. You're the only one who can. You're the only one he'll listen to. I think he's killing her.
Defy Kosh.
I'm afraid this isn't going to work out for you, Delenn. It's not really your fault. Your fate was dictated long ago.
Well, your fate was dictated ages ago, which means he does seem to believe in fate and destiny. And she believes her fate and destiny is to be one of the main people involved in the good side of the war. God, this is such a big thing to discuss. I don't know how to put it into words, especially in this time period. In the pressure of the camera. And now, thinking it through now, I don't think I can. Carry on for now.
You were doomed from the moment of your birth.
Everyone's doomed from the moment of their birth. Whoever's going to die.
Final player in our little drama arrives at last.
Leave her alone.
So he expected Sheridan to come. Okay. So, the only thing I can think of at the moment is this isn't about proving to anyone else that they are the right people in the right place at the right time. It's about proving to them that they are the right people in the right place at the right time. I can't put into words why I'm thinking this. It just makes sense. Because he himself, the Inquisitor, is talking about destiny and fate. No, he's talking about fate. Delen's talking about destiny. In my mind, they're the same thing, I think, but they are different words. And he was expecting Sheridan to come. Yeah.
Your turn now.
So yeah, it's a test for both of them.
You're a soldier. How far are you prepared to go?
Oh, I didn't think he had the cuffs on, but he does.
Are you willing to die friendless, alone? What about the people you work with? Are you willing to sacrifice them?
He's talking about sacrificing friends and colleagues and family, but that is what a captain, any military captain, any military officer rising to the ranks, that could happen to them. They might have to sacrifice people under them for a battle, for a war. So it is something that he is prepared for, especially him, because he was in the war and he probably has had to have done it in the war. So yes, he is probably prepared to do all that. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but yeah.
You're sent to investigate me. Let him go. If you want to take someone, then take me.
Don't listen to him, Delenn. Just get the hell out of here.
A gesture, and his life is snuffed out. Or yours.
He's changing the rules now. He said she could remove the cuffs at any time and leave, so now he's changing the rules about how it all works.
No fame. No armies or banners or cities to celebrate your name. You will die alone and unremarked.
Yeah, so they're not out for fame and glory. They're just doing the right thing. So when he was saying that, I was thinking about, like, in previous wars and things, how many people did incredible things, getting information out, saving people's lives, that they just did it and then it was done and gone. We never know about it. You know, real heroes that had no fame and no glory, but without people like that, the wars would have been lost. So yeah, it's people like that who make a difference.
Come on.
Is that the door opening? So is that it? Have they passed?
You can go.
Get out of the way then.
At last. My job is finished. You are the right people. In the right place. At the right time.
So it is, I suppose it's confirming to everybody, including them. He said that his task's complete. Does he mean literally that is it? That's he's done all of these interrogations and things over the years, looking for them, and now he has found them. That is it. His job is done. He can die or stop or whatever. Not sure.
How extensive are our history files?
Earth or alien?
Earth, 19th century England. I want to verify a name and an address.
We could probably look that up now with sort of census information and things, and yeah, probably could hunt that down.
We've kept everyone together. Nala was hurt.
So it's just a recording. It's not like it's a communication.
We miss you and hope you are well.
Thing is, that's only for one person. What about all the others? They're all going to want communications like that, understandably.
We will not question you, Jakar. We are with you.
They need to be united. They can't carry on if they're split and fighting amongst themselves.
The records confirm you lived on Earth, that you vanished suddenly on November 11th, 1888, the morning after the last of a string of murders on the East End.
The city was drowning in decay. In the pursuit of my holy cause, I did things. I believed I was the divine messenger. I believed I was
chosen.
Yeah.
I have done 400 years of penance in their service. A job for which they said I was ideally suited. Remembered only as Jack.
Jack the Ripper. This is a really deep and hard episode to talk about. And I'm not in a good frame of mind at the moment to talk about it. But I'll try. So, the implication is that he was Jack the Ripper. He believed he was divine right to do what he was doing. It was a holy order. He believed what Delenn believes. Not quite the same thing, but he believes he was chosen, basically, not the murdering part. But the Vorlons took him and showed him he was wrong, I think. But they then use him, I assume partly as a punishment for him, but also because he can get the job done. He has the skills to be an Inquisitor with his torture ability, but also the fact that he did believe he was chosen. He interrogates people who also believe they are chosen. What Delenn said earlier was right. She was talking about, she said about, how she worded it now, but she gave a whole long speech about it, and she was right. He did believe that about himself, and he now interrogates people who also believe that. But in this case, it looks like that he has found people who are chosen and are the right people at the right place at the right time. So yeah, it sounds like that's the end of his journey, or he believes it's the end of his journey. That he was chosen for, ironically, probably, to do what he just did. Yeah, Delenn said everyone has a fate, and everyone is chosen to do what they do. It's just some roles are more high profile than others, but yeah, she believes everyone is where they're meant to be. Yeah, so we saw the Rangers get to Narn and get communications off Narn. A communication. I don't think of it as a communication. It's the wrong word. I think of communication as um, a phone call, a video call. That was just more of a delivery of a message. So I wish they'd used different wording in the episode for that, because that got me thinking of different things. Must have been hard, and it shows how useful the Rangers can be, because I'm assuming the Centauri will be um, on or around, well, on the planet, around the planet. Surely they'd be checking ships. They wouldn't just let any ship land on Narn and take off from Narn without knowing who's on it. So I don't know how they would do that. And especially it had to be done within 24 hours. It was a short period of time. So yeah, it shows how useful the Rangers can be if they can do that. I still partly think that they could have used the Great Machine, and I think it could have hidden its communications. I think it's powerful enough to do that, to hide what it's doing. And it would have made more sense, I think, to have done that, because it seems unlikely that a Ranger could get down to the planet or get off the planet safely, whereas the Great Machine could have connected to some sort of communication satellites in Narn, or communication base on Narn, and routed communications and spoken to the right people. That just seems to work better for me in my mind for this purpose. But I can think of reasons that they might not do it, but it wasn't said, so I don't know how factual it is, or the power that the Great Machine has about covering up, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I wish I was in a better frame of mind today to talk about this one, because it's such a deep one. And it involves a lot of thinking. It's the kind of thing you need to think about and come back to later to talk about it. It's hard to do it on the spot like this. I got lots of things mulling around in my mind, and it's just, yeah, I need to think more about it. But let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.